What's good, everybody, man? It is your boy Solid back with another Solid reaction, and today, man, we're gonna be checking out something a little different. One of these things that I'm really into is anime, bro. I've been watching anime since I was a little kid, so I decided to go ahead and throw some of that up there and kind of just, put it out there and see what's going on, man. We got top 10 anime battles in One Piece. One Piece being one of my favorite shows. If y'all do not subscribe to my gaming channel, you would very well know that that's who, I'm just a big One Piece fan. But we're gonna go ahead and check this one out, man. If this is your first time seeing your boy Solid on your screen, man, do me a favor, man. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn your notifications on so you never miss another reaction upload, baby. But let's go ahead and get into this one and see what's going on. Oh. Sword style. Make sure we in.
From the most unlikely alliances to the biggest pirate names, One Piece is a treasure trove of legendary team battles. Be it strategy, psychological warfare, or pure overpowered brawn, it's got it all. However, it's not just for the high-octane action, but for furthering important plot lines and character development that these fights stand out. So without further ado, Vinichu brings to you the top 10 One Piece team battles. Starting off at number 10, a crazy game of whack-a-mole proves quite lethal for Chopper and Usopp.
Bro, that was a good fight.
Ooh. Not exactly the strongest members of the Straw Hats crew. They encounter Baroque Works officer agents Mr. Four and Miss Merry Christmas, who make a formidable team comprising a mole human, a killer batter, and an explosive sneezing dog. This fight, which comes pretty early in Chopper and Usopp's journey as pirates, is a brilliant showcase of courage and quick thinking. Playing the enemy's strengths against them, the Straw Hats bring them down in a single stroke. Almost always portrayed as a coward, Usopp proves his mettle in his trademark deceptive style. For a doctor and a sniper, the duo perform astonishingly well in a match of strength that's not exactly their forte. More credit to the two, because the false information of Luffy's death not only fails to break their spirit, but spurs them on to vanquish the enemy.
You mean shooting star, bro.
Next up at number 9 is the Star Alliance between the Straw Hats and the Heart Pirates as they face the charismatic Don Quixote Doflamingo.
Hey. Oh. Wow. That's actually my favorite character right there. Doflamingo. That's like my favorite character, bro. Best villain, probably top 10 villain of all time in anime. Just me, personally.
From Punk Hazard to Dressrosa, Law has orchestrated the entire game plan leading to the present scenario, with Luffy providing most of the muscle. The Luffy Law alliance, as we know, is still going strong in the Wano arc. However, Doffy's no pushover. Fighting to hold on to his supremacy, Doffy brings the country he rules to the verge of destruction and almost kills Law, who might not have made it out alive had it not been for Luffy. Even the Straw Hats captain is forced into a corner. The final moments serve up a monumental power-up for the main protagonist and the fall of a fearsome villain. But just when you think you've seen it all, a sleeping giant awakens. The real kingpin behind the fake devil fruit trade, Yonko Kaido, enters the stage.
Oh my god, bro. Freaking love Kaido. Oh.
And number 8 is the monumental climax of the Paramount War in
Whitebeard Pirates versus the Yeah, this was a good fight.
It's a bloody carnival where colossal powers on both sides collide, but the stars of the show are Whitebeard and his division commanders going head-to-head with the 3 Admirals, Akainu, Aokiji, and Kizaru. Many arcs later, this war lives on in our memory, not just for the literal earth-shattering powers that are displayed, but for the principles the contenders fight for. Marinefoot shows Whitebeard's resolve to rescue Ace, whom he considers a son, even if it means putting everything on the line, including his own health. A preeminent pirate from the time of Gold D. Roger, when Whitebeard finally falls, Admirals, we bear witness to the end of an era. On the one hand, we see a pirate with noble ideals, and on the other, we witness the unscrupulous nature of the Marines, who are ready to use any underhanded means to achieve victory. In the end, it's almost symbolic to see Marineford in ruins while the resolute Whitebeard stands tall before it, even in death.
You gotta love Whitebeard though, low key.
One Piece may be one of the biggest anime out there, but do you know that it can't be watched legally in some places?
What?
Luckily for you, today's sponsor has something to say about it. Introducing ExpressVPN, the #1 VPN service in the world. Just like the new world, browsing the internet these days without a VPN.
All right,
the 7th spot is Luffy and Beej's ambush on Big Mom as she hosts an extravagant tea party to mark her daughter's wedding to Sanji.
The shark people, man. Fish people, my fault. Big Mama. Hey.
In a scenario straight out of a fairy tale, with giant animated cakes and teapots, multiple sinister plots lurk behind the smiling faces. Unknown to Big Mom or her fearsome children, the Straw Hats, in cahoots with the fire tank pirates under Capone Beej, plan to assassinate her and rescue Sanji. The complexity with which Oda has written this melee is praiseworthy. A dozen different scuffles break out. In the chaos, Luffy heads straight for Big Mom. His goal is to break a memento she holds extremely dear, thereby shocking her into incapacitating herself and giving Beej time to attack. This fight stands out for its brilliant strategy and riveting action, made all the more engaging by the spectacle that is Big Mom and her deceptively cute army. And it once again cements Luffy's reputation as an icon of courage, even if it is to the point of stupidity. Number 6 is the shout out to Team Spirit as the Straw Hats fight an impossible enemy in the eerie Thriller Bark arc.
Oh yeah. Okay. Get it out. Bing.
When he was alive, Oars was known as the Continent Puller, which says something about his colossal strength. When the Straw Hats encounter him, he's an even bigger nightmare, as he's been reanimated with the addition of Luffy's shadow. The first impression this fight makes on us is that it shows the Straw Hats fight side by side as a crew for the first time. In almost every other battle, they're in the habit of going off on their own. And what's more, their teamwork is effortless, regardless of fighting style, power level, or any other differences that they've got. Working against a time limit, none of them lose hope, but continue to think on their toes while fighting a beast with no apparent weakness. The faith with which they fight to the last man in order to buy time for their captain is remarkable. It makes us want to see the Straw Hats fight as one again and again.
Wow.
Moving on to number 5 is the Monster Trio's first assignment on their return after the time skip.
Oh yeah. Sure. Oh good. Damn. God. Get that boy that jet pistol. Bing bing.
This isn't the first time the Straw Hats have encountered the Pacifistas. These cyborgs, created in the form of the former Shichibukai Bartholomew Kuma, pack almost as much power as a Marineford battleship. In a strange stroke of fate, at the exact location where Luffy and his crew didn't stand a chance against the deadly human weapons, we get a rematch. Giving us a first peek at the armament haki, Luffy declares the Pacifista to be too slow before one-shotting it into a heap of junk. Another one follows close, but his two right hands, Zoro and Sanji, take care of it in the blink of an eye. In the span of just 2 years, the three men have grown exponentially in power, bringing them that much closer to completing their journey and realizing their dream of obtaining the One Piece. Worthy of their title of the Monster Trio, this demonstration of power is just a drop in the ocean as we've seen so far.
Oh my God. Zoro be on
Grudge
some
matches
gangster
don't
stuff.
get better than this. At number 4, Inuarashi and Nekomamushi take on Kaido's all-star Jack.
Yep, see me? Got you, buddy.
The two Mink leaders have a score to settle with Jack for having poisoned and tortured their people on Zou. Under the shimmering moonlight, the Minks go into their Sulong forms, and boy oh boy, they are magnificent. With their accelerated speed and immense power, Jack can barely keep up with them. Amongst the most picturesque duels fought in Wano, this dance under the moonlight feels magical and fateful. Inuarashi and Nekomamushi not only defeat Jack, but a horde of Kaido's subordinates to boot, depleting a massive portion of his fighting force. Even the Yonko is compelled to acknowledge their strength here. For a very short time, the impact is tremendous. However, it doesn't end there. Inuarashi takes up the gauntlet once again, setting the stage for a one-on-one fight with Jack that definitely makes the taste of vengeance that little bit sweeter.
He said, run the ones, buddy. Yeah, give me this.
And that brings us to the big 3. Zoro and Sanji take on the other 2 of Kaido's all-stars, King and Queen.
Boy in that purple suit looking. What? Is it me, or every time I see a dude with glasses like this, instantly think he on everybody case? He on everybody case. Should have seen it.
In this battle between the wingmen of Yonko, Kaido and aspiring pirate king Luffy, who would you bet on? The most anticipated fight of the season, the kickoff most certainly lives up to the hype. Just as Sanji's having a tough time battling King and Queen together, the heavily bandaged Zoro wakes up thanks to a miracle drug. The Wano arc has saved some of the most epic entrances for Zoro, and this is definitely one of those. After suffering a terrible injury fighting alongside the captain against Kaido, Zoro heads into the second round looking better than ever. Sanji too, having disgraced himself earlier by leaving Black Maria to Robin, is resolved to prove himself, and Queen is his ticket to redemption. Moments into the fight, the 2 all-stars are sent flying.
Boy, the artwork on it. The artwork on One Piece after the time skip was freaking amazing. Not to say that before it wasn't, but it just looked better.
In the runners-up spot then, the Akazaya 9, Gozuki Oden's most trusted retainers, give it all they've got to avenge their lord after a torturous 20-year wait.